Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Suzanne, and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. I'm going to talk today about another aspect of Bazi relationship analysis. Yeah, you've seen in my previous videos, there's a lot of things we can look at when we analyze whether two people are compatible, how they balance each other out, whether there's sexual attraction, whether there's emotional affinity. And today we're going to look at the aspect of affinity in general. And by that, I mean, how present are you in someone else's life? Yeah, very often you hear people say, oh, we keep meeting. I keep meeting this person. They appear in my life, or they've been appearing in my life unexpectedly over the years, and I'm not quite sure why that is, and that is affinity. If you have affinity, you will appear in each other's lives, not necessarily as romantic partners. It can also be as friends. Yeah, especially if you are lifelong friends, then obviously your affinity is very, very strong. If you just have a very brief superficial friendship, then the affinity is very weak. And you meet once, you have a good time, maybe for a year, you hang out all the time, and then that's it. But affinity is something that we can see when we compare two Bazi charts. And we can then also tell where this person appears more often, in which aspect of the other person's life, and also who has more affinity. Is it person A or person B? Yeah, do I have more affinity with you than you have with me? So these are all things that we can see when we compare two Bazi charts. So obviously the first thing you need to do is you need to plot the two Bazi charts that you want to compare. So you can go here to this link, and you just key in the date and time of birth. Time is not that needed for this particular analysis, but it is ideal. Yeah, if you can have the time, that is better. So plot the two Bazi charts that you want to compare for affinity. You can do this, as I said, for romantic partners, but also for friendships, for business partners, even within your family. Yeah, sometimes you feel much closer to your brother than you feel to your sister. It's a matter of affinity, and this can be seen in a Bazi chart. So plot the charts, and I will also put the link in the notes to this video below, so you can just copy paste it. Now, as you can see here, we have two Bazi charts, and we are going to compare the two based on their affinity. So let's say this is person A, and this one here is person B, right? Now, what we look at is, or what we focus on specifically, is what we call the day master. This one here is the day master. It is the stem that we find in the day. Yeah, so this is called the day master. For those of you who are not familiar with Bazi terminology, you just find the day, and it's the top character that you have in the day. This is the day master. So this is the focus point. And we need to, if you want to see whether or not a person has affinity with another person, you need to see whether person A's day master appears anywhere else in this section of person B. Very simple. So you don't look at this. You don't look at this. You only look at the top part. So we are now checking, does person A have affinity with person B? So we are checking these stems here. There's no affinity here, but it appears here in the month, nothing here and nothing here. So in the month, you will see the same character from the chart in person A as in person B. Now, this means that person A does have affinity with person B, because the person A's character, day master, appears somewhere in the life of person B. So the affinity is there. Now, if we check the other way around, let's see, we focus on person B's day master. So this is person B's day master. Does this appear anywhere in the top part of person A? And the answer is no. This means that person A has more affinity with person B than person B with person A. Yeah, so this may sound a little bit complicated, but sometimes you get into these situations where you feel like somehow I feel closer to this person than they feel to me. Yeah, and this is exactly the matter of affinity. Now, there's an additional layer to all of this that you can analyze. Let me just clear the drawings here. All right. So there's an additional layer. So we said here that person A's day master appears in person B's chart over here. Now, when it appears in the year, then person A has a lot of affinity with person B's social circle, person B's friends, person B's industry, yeah, the wider extended network. Person A will be very drawn to that particular aspect of person B. If it appears here in the month, as in this example, then person A will feel a strong affinity with person B's parents, siblings, or career. Yeah, so they will be drawn to person B because of what they're doing professionally, or maybe they get along really, really well with person B's parents or siblings. If they happen to have the same day master, yeah, if this was exactly the same, then they just feel like they're the same person, or that they can complete each other's sentences. Yeah, they feel very close because they have the same character traits, they have the same strengths, weaknesses. So they just feel very, very connected. The moment they meet, they have a connection. And if it appears in the hour, then person A shares a journey with person B. Now, this is a very beautiful thing, because if you share a journey, then especially for romantic relationships, this is something that makes a relationship very, very stable. If you share the same life journey, the same mission, and you have the same vision for your life, then this can be a very, very strong factor in why your relationship works out as well as it does and survives any sort of obstacles or upsets. Yeah, so there are different aspects, and you need to check where this affinity appears. So as I said, this is not just an analysis that you can do for your romantic partnership. It can also be with your friends, family, business partners, employees, even, yeah, whoever you meet and you feel close to. Now, if there's no affinity at all, so here in person B, this day master here does not appear anywhere in person A, it doesn't mean that you don't get along. There are other factors that we look at when it comes to how do we get along, how stable are we as a partner or as a couple or as a friendship. Yeah, it doesn't mean that you don't get along, but you may just not be, you may not have the greatest affinity. And once you are not together, physically together, you may not really sense each other's presence anymore, be that mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. But again, it doesn't mean that you are not compatible as a couple. There are many, many other factors that come into play. But the more affinity you have, the more certain it is that you will appear in each other's lives. So if this person's day master here, it already appears in the month, let's say it would also appear in the year. Let's say you'd have one of those here as well, and maybe one of these here in the hour as well. Then this person would feel extremely close to person B on various aspects in life. And it would be very, very difficult for them not to have an affinity with each other. All right, so I hope this helped a little bit. And you can go ahead and check your friends' charts, your partner's charts, family charts, and see whether or not it explains the affinity you have with them. And if you have any questions, please do get in touch. I can be found all over the place. Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and just like, subscribe, and share this video if you thought that it helped you or brought any value to you. So I will see you soon, and have a lovely day.